Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what it really means to be an entrepreneur right now in this modern grind culture. It's a world with some unbelievable highs, for sure. But as we're about to see, it also comes with some seriously deep lows. And this quote from user on an entrepreneur forum, wow. It just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It perfectly captures this paradox at the center of starting a business today. You can have all the financial success in the world, and it still might not equal feeling, well, happy. And it's that exact tension we're going to unpack. Because really, this feeling, this burnout and isolation, it's the starting point for so many founders. It's the real, quiet struggle that's happening behind all those polished success stories we see on social media.
And look, it is definitely not just one person feeling this way. All over online communities, people are sharing these exact kinds of stories about hitting a total wall. And just listen to the language they're using. Tearing me to pieces, hijacked by exhaustion. It's so clear that for so many people, the success they're finding in their business is coming at a massive personal cost.
Now, it's really easy to see all this and think it's some kind of personal failure, right? That maybe you're just not cut out for this. But what if it's not just you? What if this feeling is actually part of a much, much bigger economic shift that's affecting millions of us? Let's just start with this number, 72 billion pounds. That is the insane value of the UK side hustle economy alone. So we're not talking about a small niche group of people here. This is a massive economic force. It shows you just how many people are walking this same path. So let's zoom out for a second. Let's pull back from the individual stories and look at this huge trend that's literally reshaping how we all work and, is kind of fueling this whole conversation about the founder's grind in the first place. So what even is a side hustle? Well, according to some really detailed research from Henley's Business School, this is the official definition. But the key thing to get here is that this is not a niche activity anymore. It's not for a select few. It has become a huge structural part of our economy. And I mean, the data just proves how mainstream this whole thing has become. A full quarter of the entire adult population is doing some kind of secondary venture. Just think about that for a second. The person sitting next to you on the bus, your coworker, your best friend, there's a really good chance they're part of this too. And who's actually doing it? Well, the breakdown by age is pretty fascinating. You can see this trend is overwhelmingly driven by younger generations. Over a third of millennials are side hustling. This is not your parents' model of work. This is the new reality for Gen Z and millennials.
And this is maybe the most crucial point of all. Yeah, the extra income is a factor, of course it is. But for nearly 3/4 of people, the main reason they start is to chase some kind of fulfillment. They're looking for passion projects, for new challenges that their day job just might not be giving them.
Okay, so if this is the new reality, if we're all juggling jobs, chasing our passions, and staring down the barrel of potential burnout, how do you actually do it? How do you survive it and build something that lasts without completely breaking yourself in the process?
Well, the most powerful piece of advice that came from the community, from people who are right there in the thick of it, it wasn't some business hack or a cool new productivity tool. It was this fundamental shift in priorities. It's such a simple sentence, but it honestly changes everything. And this chart just lays out the strategy perfectly. The old way, the way that leads to burnout, is you pack your calendar with work tasks, and then you hope you can squeeze in some sleep or maybe a workout. The new way, the sustainable way, is the complete opposite. You schedule your health, your sleep, your downtime, your exercise first. You put those in the calendar as non-negotiable, and then you fit your work into the time that's left. The result isn't less productivity, it's actually more energy and, well, sustainability. And there's so much more wisdom from the crowd here. The founders who are actually thriving have learned to protect their energy and their mental health like they're the most valuable assets they have, because they are. They delegate, they schedule rest, and they get okay with the idea that not every project is going to be a home run. One person even framed it as focusing on their maximum life force, their body, their relationships, and their self. I love that. All right, so that's the day-to-day survival guide. But let's talk about a really crucial long-term strategy. This goes way beyond just surviving. It's about how you fundamentally think about your role in the business that you're trying to build.
This tentpole analogy is just perfect. It's that feeling that you are the single point of failure, right? That you have to be in on every little decision, otherwise the whole thing falls apart. And it's a total trap. It's what keeps founders overworked, overwhelmed, and completely changed to the day-to-day operations. So the real goal is to completely flip that thinking on its head. Your long-term job isn't to be the most important person in the company. Your job is to make yourself irrelevant. It's about building a machine with amazing people and smart systems that works for you, not because of you. Real success is when the business runs just fine, maybe even better, when you're on vacation. Okay, so we've talked about the internal playbook, your health, your mindset. But building a business that lasts also needs a rock-solid external foundation. You have to protect yourself and the thing you're creating. And yeah, this is where the legal stuff comes in. According to the legal experts, these 4 steps right here are the absolute non-negotiable bedrock for any legit business. Getting these right from the very beginning will save you from some massive, massive headaches down the road. Trust me. So let's just touch on that first step because it's a big one, choosing your business structure. A sole proprietorship is super simple to set up, but, and this is a big but, your personal assets are totally at risk. An LLC is what a lot of people go for because it protects your personal stuff, separating it from the business. Then you have a corporation, which offers the strongest protection, but it's way more complex. That's really for when you're planning to look for investors. The choice you make here has a direct impact on your liability, your taxes, and how much you can grow.
And when you put it all together, everything we've talked about, the grind, the burnout, the mindset shifts, the legal stuff, it really all boils down to this one simple but pretty profound question. The real challenge might not be building the business itself, but building a life that can actually sustain it. Lasting success means building both, from the inside out.